Yep, hello. This is Max Burton Ballers. I haven't done one of these for ages, so I'm a bit a bit rusty when it comes to streaming. Um, my lighting isn't great today. Not sure what's wrong with it. Trying to sort that out. But yeah, so I thought I will start a stream just to talk about all the events that have been happening with the club over the past day. So obviously we know that we have got a new owner now in Todd Boehly. So the Roman Abramovich era is over. It's gone. So we first of all want to say thank you to Mr. Abramovich for all the hard work that he has done and put in to the club. So great work, Mr. Abramovich. He bought this club for, was it, £140 million, and he's given it away. Basically, obviously, he had to give it away, but he doesn't want us to have that debt anymore, which is good. So so we are now in a new era, and the Boehly era, the Boehly Clear Lake Consortium, who are taking over now. So this is something that is going to be new for a lot of Chelsea fans. A lot of this generation grew up on Roman Abramovich. So it's going to be a bit strange for a lot of these people because we know that he was a great benefactor. Chelsea Blue, how you doing? Great video put out earlier. Oh, thank you. Yes. So anyone hasn't seen that video yet, it's just a goodbye Abramovich and hello Boehly group, and it gives you a little bit of history of the Abramovich era. It just tells you, great. 19 trophies won 21 trophies. I think we won in the 19 years that he was here. And as Chelsea Blue pointed out as well, it wasn't only the men who were successful under him. The women, I think, won 10 trophies under him as well. And also, big up Mikhail, DJ. Let me send the link again, DJ. I think I'll just send it over to you again. Thank you, Mikhail. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. So spread the word on that one. All right, I'm just gonna. If anyone wants to be in the chat, I will send out the link privately because I'm not putting it public anymore. We've had a lot of situations at the moment where people have been coming onto the stream onto people's streams, sabotaging their streams, and their YouTube accounts have been taken down. So I don't want that to happen. So I will, just message me up and I will send you send you the stream privately. So let me, DJ, give me a minute. It's not working. Okay, there's a couple of people. I will, the link's not working. All right, so let me see what I can do with this link. Give me a moment, lads. All right, guys, I will resend the link over. So let me just do that now. 2 ticks, and I'll get it over to you. Right, let's go back in here. Yeah, so big up DJ, big up Ty. So yeah, so let me do. Right, here we go. Just copy that link there and then send it. Right, I've sent the link again, so I'm hoping that this one will work this time. Yeah, I haven't been. I haven't. As I said, I haven't done streaming for ages now, so that's why I'm a bit rusty when it comes to streaming. So I'm hoping that you guys can get onto stream now. So whilst these people are going on, it's here, yeah, Macabre, brilliant. Yeah, the mega store is now open. So let's rejoice at that. We can now buy things in the mega store that's opened again. And one thing what I am happy about as well is it's not only the fact that we're not under sanctions anymore, but I'm thinking about those poor people who couldn't work when the sanctions were on. We're talking about the cleaning people, the cook, the chefs and the staff. Hey DJ, how you doing, mate? Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at staff.
How are you?
We're we're looking at all the stewards and people like that. So those are the people who have lost out. Not Roman. Yeah, obviously Roman's lost out but he's still got a lot of money. But those are the people whose life, that's their bread and butter. And so these people now, the people who operate the shops, and they can now operate. So yeah, they can now operate, which is good. And
some winding.
Sorry, Max.
Hey, Tyrone. That's all right. That's all right. Big up to you, Stephen. Hope you're well. Yeah. So yeah, how you doing, Ty? You good?
This reminds me of the old times.
Yeah. Back to the old days. Yeah. I may start doing a few more streams a bit now. So I haven't been on the streaming thing for a while, but I will probably not as often, but I'll probably try and do one a week or so, or do a few over the break, the season. So Ty, here's a question for you, because you're quite knowledgeable. Yeah, here's a question for you. How much did the previous owner before Roman Abramovich buy the club for?
I feel embarrassed now. I literally looked at it this morning to see the different prices for the sale. Oh crap! I know it was I think it was crap. Is it five? Crap! I don't know. Oh, is it crap? Is it £5? I can't remember.
£1. Close. £1.
Oh, I knew it was a small amount. I don't remember.
Yeah. So Ken Bates bought the club. I'm not sure if you remember the DJ. Yeah. He bought it for £1 from Brian Mears. £1, and he just had to take on the debt. So when you think £1 of those years, many years ago, to 400. Is it 425 billion? Was it in it, or 450 billion?
425. Mate.
Our times have
tripled, quadrupled the profit.
Yeah, but you know what? I got to say, big up to I Dunkel. I love that one by Dunkel. He says, that's the current value of Maguire.
Bobby, you sure it's not for free? You sure he isn't for free?
Bobby, I sent you the stream again. I sent the stream again. I sent it to, so it should be working now. Try the link I've just sent about 5 minutes ago, Bobby. You should be able to log in on that one. Yeah. So you know what? Big up to Ken Bates as well, because Ken Bates started all this. You know, because had it not been for Bates, remember, the club could have gone out of business. You know, so and we had a situation where Marla Estates tried to turn us into like a building estate and everything else. But then that's when Ken Bates created the Chelsea pitch owners. So that means that we, you know, no one can come and take our ground off us or anything. And the other thing what Ken Bates did was he was the one who started this, because it always makes me laugh when people said it started off with Roman Abramovich, because Ken Bates, he utilized the loan scheme, didn't he? He utilized the loan scheme, and he bought in like Ruud Gullit, Marquise, and people like that. And then he was bought in the likes of your Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbanks, your Zolas, because just to catch up financially, just to catch up. Then when he realized he took us as far as he can go, and you know we were on the verge of bankruptcy, but then you know what? He said, let me sell it to somebody else who can do a better job than me and take it over, and the rest is history. So we had Abramovich for 19 years. So I'll start with you, DJ, as you're the first one
Yeah.
on. What's your feelings again about everything, about the Abramovich years and obviously this takeover as well?
No, listen, obviously, I don't know if you saw a tweet I put out regarding our own old owner and welcoming the new owner. The Chelsea fans should should now back the new owner. Yeah, listen, it's a sad day in terms of obviously Roman Abramovich leaving and everything, but a good day to finally see this takeover finally happened. We can go back to being what I call we were always a proper football club, but how football should be run now. We've gone back to we've got no more sanctions. We can function normally now. Go out there, do what we need to do in the transfer business now. Get the players we need to get out. And sort out. First of all, I really, really hope. For me, we need to sort out our scouting stuff. For me, first of all, that needs to be done. But overall, Max, very happy about the takeover. Finally, it's here. And people, I don't think people maybe realise this, but the people that are backing Todd Boehly, I'm seeing figures of mixtures of assets within 50 billion. Some are saying 90 billion within assets. I mean, that is a lot of money. People say it's a business; they're getting their money through that, but it's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money to play with. So we're not gonna be like an Arsenal. And I know your other son supports Arsenal. No disrespect to them. But how their owners,
you can disrespect them as much as you want.
How their owners in terms of their ownership. I mean, how their owners are running the football club, and we're no Man United either. So it looks like this guy's the real deal. And I really think, from reading what he said to say in his comments, his first statement, he's definitely in it to get our club to where we're still. He wants our club to still continue this success, and that for me is the biggest point going with Thomas Tuchel at the helm as well. Man, I think it could be good days for us, mate. Very good days.
Yeah, exactly. So, Dunkel. So I know how old you are. Then I was born the year Roman had bought the club. So, yeah, great moments for you. As I said, it's for someone like Dunkel. That's all he knows is the Roman Abramovich years. And you too, Ty, isn't you? That's what you know, the Abramovich years. So yes,
not really. But I mean, I was born obviously in that era.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I know. That when I say that's all you know, obviously I know that you know your history, you've done your research. But what I'm saying is you've only been around since the Abramovich era.
Yeah, that makes sense. Experience, I've only experienced it.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts then about everything Abramovich and the takeover as well?
Well, I'm seeing Mikhail say that it's a bittersweet day. It's not really something you can really celebrate. I mean, it's good because it means that the club will no longer be in danger of going into administration and things like that. But it's still when you reflect on it, it really is unfortunate the way that the sale had to be forced in a sense, and the fact that it had to be done in 3 months and under the particular circumstance that it had to be done in. But I mean, it's good. I mean, I think DJ mentioned something about it. We won't be like the Glazers, which is something that I think Roman specifically ensured didn't happen, because I mean, the reputation that they have, and they're not the only ones, but I mean, it's unfortunate that it's the way that it is. But I mean, I'm happy that even in the circumstance that Roman had to sell the club, he ensured that the club would be handed over into good hands. And well, that's the hope and that's the assumption. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's good that even though it wasn't probably his choice necessarily to sell the club, he ensured that even when it was being sold, that everything that needed to be done was done in the right way. No issues. And I mean, the media will try to paint him in a bad light. But I mean, even though we don't know what his involvement or not, but I mean, he's done good things since he was the owner and even when he was selling the club. So I mean, it's good. And we can only hope that Todd Boehly does what he says, because he's promising things. He's saying that he'll ensure that that the club, this is paraphrasing, but he'll ensure that the club remain competitive. So I mean, in a sense, that is positive. And at the end of the day, it's good to know that he has those aspirations and he has the winning mentality that this club needs to instill again. So it's all positives.
Yeah. Before I go into Bobby, I want you to answer this question, Ty, by Dunkel, and he says, no, sorry, this is the one that he says. What will be the first title in the new era? Good question.
Oh, I probably would assume. I'm just being hopeful. The Carabao Cup. That's what I'm hoping, because I think that's the earliest thing you could win next season in the Premier League. So not the Premier League, in the English domestic competitions. I think that's the thing. So I'm going to assume that is the Carabao Cup. We haven't won it in a long time, so it'll be good to win that.
Okay. Carabao. So that's the first trophy. What, next year we're going to win the Carabao?
I'm hoping.
Cool. All right. Just want to say big up to this Finn in the chat as well. Todd was the best out of an average group of people. He was when I sort of saw through the Saudi media group, when I did a video, I think, and I said Todd Boehly, he had the best vision for me, and then so that's who I was going for from the beginning. So I'm quite happy that it's his consortium. I thought Arsenal would take Chelsea's place. That was funny. Did you guys see that one where Arsenal fans are so desperate that they wanted us to just beat that deadline so that they can get into the Champions League?
BBC said it, quote unquote.
Yeah. So cheers, Mikhail. Thanks for joining anyway. I know you'll be in and out, but yeah, thanks for your support as always. So we'll go over to you, Bobby. So give us your thoughts. Obviously, you've been through the roller coasters of the years gone by, the Brian Mears days, the Ken Bates. So this is the fourth ownership that we were all experiencing, myself and you, weren't we?
Yeah.
Were you around,
absolutely.
DJ? Were you around, DJ, for the Mears, or were you there after? Or did you start supporting when Bates?
I also when Bates was at 7, because my dad was
right?
there with him. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So I think myself and Bobby have seen 4 owners now at Chelsea since we've been supporting them. So what's your take on everything today, Bobby?
Was Mears in charge when Dave Sexton was?
It was when Dave Sexton.
When I started.
It was me, but Brian Mears was in charge then, because I think Mears left when Shiletto, I believe, was Ken Shiletto was the manager under there, and then I think after Shiletto, with Shiletto, I think that's when Ken Bates came in, and then it was who was it before John Neal? Did John Neal take? Oh no, there was Jeff Hurst, wasn't it? I think he came in when Jeff Hurst was there. So I think it was Jeff Hurst, and then because Jeff Hurst couldn't get us out, then John Neal took over from Jeff Hurst, and that's when I think Ken Bates took over when Jeff Hurst was manager, if I'm not mistaken.
To be honest, Max, we only paid attention to owners when Ken Bates took over. Ask me who owned Chelsea before then, and it's still news to me. I've still got to scratch my head. But it's brilliant. You're streaming though. That's fantastic. This is how I started with you.
Yeah, I think DJ as well, and Tyre. I think
Remember, it was the Stade Rennais game.
Big up DJ.
Big up Bobby. How are you, bro? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, lads. I'm
great,
okay.
Great streaming with you again, mate. Great being on another show with you as always.
Yeah, as always. I think I've been on one with Ty, but we've sort of missed each other on all the different streams. But listen, today's a funny day. It's a day of relief. It's a day to look forward. New beginnings are always full of hope. People, expecting this, that, and the other. And yes, we have every reason to be optimistic. I think we've got good owners. I think, from all intents and purposes, they will do well by Chelsea. I mean, Todd Boehly didn't start yesterday coming after Chelsea. He's wanted the club for 4 years. He's been consistent. And He seems a clean guy, as it were, as clean as can be, really. But my sadness always remains, Roman, for what he did. But maybe it's time. He's done his best. He's taken Chelsea in the direction for close to 20 years, and it's time for something bigger and better to happen. In answer to your question, DJ, Clear Lake Capital are worth in excess of 90 billion pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they've got deep pockets if they need to. So this sale, although they're business people, they'll look to regenerate enough funds to get, enough expansion to, should they choose to, sell the club back again for an even bigger profit. But the fact is that they're here for development on and off the pitch, and that is good news for us. However, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work now. We've got no time to really reminisce over the fact that we've been sold. It's been a long time coming. It's not really planned the way we wanted to. Now it's business time. We've got to get people through the door. We've got to get contracts signed. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but I do expect with Jules Koundé hanging about London, I do expect that deal to be done this week. I really do. And if we're talking of big marquees, I think the way world football is going, one of them has to be Robert Lewandowski. It's very clear that Lukaku wants to leave. Let him leave. Let him leave. Let him get out of his contract. I don't know. I don't particularly care. But if it's a matter of swapping him for Lewandowski, as old as Lewandowski is, I will take that all day long, because I think he'll be a bit more effective. We've got a lot of business to do. Koulibaly, these are the people we should be naming and getting. I've been watching Sky Sports. I don't really want to, but I thought, I may as well watch them until my subscription ends, because I'm not going to renew it. But I watched the Man City owner and the way he talks. Wow. Just how we should be. We identify, particular talents, and we go for it. And if we can't get it, we back off and wait to either go again or get someone else. They're very clear as to what they want to do. And I've also noticed Newcastle have now moved quickly to get a director, a sporting director. And that has got to be on the agenda of these new guys at Chelsea.
Yeah, indeed, Bobby. Yeah, some great points made there. Before we welcome Nick, I'm just going to see what's in the chat. So Todd Boehly is already, he's 48. I thought he was older. He does look around about that 48. Mikhail, football family feuds from the car. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah. And Bobby, there's someone, you've got a fan here. Big up to Chelsea 2012. I hope Mourinho and Buck leave soon. It looks Buck's definitely going to go. I think he'll probably. There's going to be a transition, because I think Boehly will probably be the chairman at the club, as well as that's my belief. I think they'll be looking at a director of football. They will definitely be looking at the director of football, and once they come in, I don't think Mourinho. If she'll probably stay for this window, which kind of makes sense, because we've obviously. I know, Bobby, you said that we need to move fast. I think we have been doing some talks in the background, but what's happened, I believe, is maybe people were a bit reluctant. Like, for instance, the guy Kamara, who's just joined Aston Villa, he probably, because at the time we didn't see the clarity, but now players were beginning to see clarity, and that the move was imminent, then they may be a lot more happy about joining Chelsea. There's talk about Dembele and others, but we'll talk about transfers in a minute. Probably you will come in, but let me just welcome Nick to the stream. Big up, Nick. We're just getting your thoughts. Again, you were probably around similar to us. This is your fourth owner. Can you remember I'm not sure if you came in before. Can you name the four owners that we've had since you were supporting Chelsea?
Yes, of course. Yeah, Brian Mears, great guy,
Yeah.
great man. Ken
Uh-huh.
Bates, Roman, the greatest ever legend in our history, and of course Todd Boehly, who will become a great legend as well, I must say.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts about everything, the Roman years and the new era now?
God, so many stories with Roman, unbelievable. You know, what a man, what an owner. He's done absolutely everything. We used to dream, if you remember, we used to dream of this before Roman came. We used to dream one day we're going to win the league. We used to dream one day we might even win the European Cup. And look what's happened. Look what happened. I mean, Roman came in and, you know, he made our dreams true. That is unbelievable. For me, you know,
Did you used to dream about that though, Dick? Never in my wildest dreams did I think we'll win the league. When I started supporting them,
no, I
you
used
know
to
what?
dream.
You know what I dreamt of?
Yeah.
I dreamt of reaching a final. I just wanted us to reach a final.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just get to a final.
Remember before the 1970 FA Cup final, you know, all right, we didn't wait that long.
I wasn't around.
We were young. We were young then. So it didn't seem like 50 years to wait. But, you know, we were waiting. Chelsea Football Club was waiting for the first trophy for 50 years. And it happened, you know, and it happened in 1970. I was young, but not young enough not to remember. I was about 15 then.
We won the League Cup in '65. I know none of us were there, but
no, I was too young, but in '65.
The only thing I can remember is the 1997 FA Cup. That's my first recollection of us winning something.
I remember '65 when we won it the first time, Bobby. But I was very young. Very young. I can't even remember.
I think that was just before my time. That one.
Do you guys not remember the ZDS Cup in 1990?
Oh yeah,
the Tony DeRigo free kick, man.
But we won twice. We beat Man City. You forgot we won it twice, didn't we? Because we beat Man City 5-4, was it?
Yeah,
5-3 or 5-4, wasn't it?
5-4.
Yeah, 5-4, and then we had Tony DeRigo.
It was a full Members Cup before. Yeah. And we done very well. It was great to win a trophy. Great to go to Wembley.
At the time, it was good to win a trophy. Yeah.
And the experience, see all the Chelsea fans at Wembley. You know, it was still a big turnout. As like for the FA Cup, it was unbelievable. But you know, you can't forget those days. And why? And because what Roman did. Roman, you know, gave us everything. I can't believe. You know, to this day, what he's done.
Yeah. What was your emotions when we won that first league? Because when we won that first league, I just couldn't believe it. I just went around saying, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
What's this under Jose? I was at that match, mate. I was there when we won that first league under Jose. I remember the celebrations on the pitch, mate. It was unbelievable. I was there. I loved it with my dad. Yeah, I went at that game. I've been following. Go on, sorry, Nick.
I could have got a ticket for that game, but I'll never forget. I was outside the ground. I was outside the ground with thousands of others. We couldn't get in, and we were going crazy. That was unbelievable.
Do you know what mine was, Nick? I tell you what, I went to the Munich final when we won the Champions League final for the first time. Me and my dad went. Oh, what an experience that was!
Wow.
Our whole summer holiday, we usually go away to Portugal every year. But we thought for that 1 year, we'll just go to that final and see. So we stayed in Germany for 1 week. And we thought, let's just go around. And we just, it was an absolute, the evening, oh my goodness me. It was absolutely brilliant.
So these are the memories that you're talking about under this great man, which we probably never have experienced. Before we carry on, just big up to Q and Kasim, Q and TV.
Big up Kasim.
So, subscribe to his channel as well. And I just forgot to do a plug for Ty as well, because when we were talking about the takeover and the fact that I think when you were talking, Bobby, about where the investment that they have to make for the club. If you haven't seen the explanation by Ty about the Glazer clause that's been put in, then just go on to Ty Talk's channel, and he sort of tells everyone what this Glazer clause is about, and so you can get a better understanding of it. Yeah. So some memories, some excellent memories of the Abramovich era. So Ty, you're a bit, obviously we're going back in memory lane here. What are your some of your biggest memories of the Abramovich era?
Well, for me, unfortunately, I've only witnessed how much would it be? The final three, because obviously I would be too young for the first one. The second one, I would probably be 2 or something like that. So obviously that I would have probably missed out on that one. But I mean, for me, I can remember the title, the Premier League title when Jose came back the second time. I can remember obviously the Champions League, the win. I could remember that because I remember that day. It was hilarious because I was with my dad and he was crying when Muller scored, and I was there like, we can do it. Literally, he's just saying we can do it. There's still time, and he was saying to me, no, it's over. And then everybody was crying that day. And I mean the Premier League title, that one was good because I mean it was shocking because I mean the performances that we had and where we were finishing in the years prior to the second time with Jose, it showed at that time that he could have done a lot of things. He could get the best out of a lot of players, and he really highlighted that. And then with Conte, and I mean what he did, us I think we finished 10th or 8th, I remember what. And then after that he came in and he was able to break records and to do all type of things. So it was amazing to see those type of things. And I mean, obviously the League Cup and the FA Cup, those wins will always be good. And I mean, even though we weren't at the greatest level whenever we won them, or probably we didn't really have much consistency, we were able to win those domestic cups. So it's always special to see those moments, and to see the team lift those domestic trophies.
Yeah, what my only regret is that we didn't win another 2 or 3 Champions League. So I think under the Abramovich era, I think we should have been looking at least 4 Champions Leagues. We look at obviously the Terry Slip, we look at the cheating from Overbo, and even the Liverpool one where Good Johnson's just missed that one where it whisked past the post last minute that year, that we should have won it again. So I think we could have won at least 2 or 3 more Champions Leagues under him with a little bit of luck, and
Agreed, Matt. I'll tell you another thing what I can remember of the 2012 final. Even because what I do is I'm one of those who will go and if I'm watching the game live, I'll have it recorded on. And back then, we had Chelsea TV back in them days, innit? Chelsea TV was ongoing. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Bobby, but did you not go on the Gigi show afterwards to the final chat when they were talking?
Yeah, I was one of the main founders of that Chelsea TV.
You, George Martin, Vic Clear. Yep. I remember 3 of you on that channel talking live on the talk show. Steve Chelsea, another one.
Oh yeah, Steve Chelsea, yes.
Steve Chelsea,
Martin.
George Martin. He used to always flirt with Gigi every time. He loved up Gigi, didn't he? Bobby?
Yeah.
And Alison Bender, as well. But
he was on for the lady. I don't know if
I used to try and get on that. Yeah, I was on there a couple of times, but
once I got on.
The trouble was that you had to wait for about 1 hour to get through, didn't you? Because they kept you waiting so long.
Yeah.
On that. So, but yeah, it was those were good days, good old days with that Chelsea channel. But if we move on now, we're talking about nostalgia. So we move on and talk about the future.
Yeah.
And Ty, where do you get your sources from? You sort of seem to know a few transfers coming up or something. So who would you wish list? Let's go through and do your wish list. We'll start from you, Ty. Who do you think he'll bring in that can improve the squad?
Does the wish list have to be realistic, or does it have to be realistic?
I think it's got to be a realistic wish list.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
got, say that we've got the 200 million to spend, plus if we are to allow to bring in other people as well, through the sales of players. So ins, I think outs is going to be a bit more difficult simply because of the money involved in some of these transfers and the wages that some people are. But you can do your ins and outs. So for the new era, you are Todd Boehly now, and you are going to be trying to improve the squad for Tuchel. So what would you do?
I'm going to start off from each position, going from defense to attack. So obviously the defense is going to be the priority because we're losing. We can at least lose. Well, we're going to lose a lot of players in the defense, whether we're in the first team or if it's on a free, because we're going to lose. I think this academy player, Clark Salter. I think his name is Jay Clark Salter. We're going to be losing.
Yeah,
we're going to be losing players like that. So defense is important. So I think obviously Koundé, it looks very likely. Taking into consideration, I had this planned out because I know that this would be in general in terms of if we don't sell enough players. So I would say Koundé, left back at least David Rayom or Berna Sosa. The defense, the centre back, probably Koulibaly or what's his name again? Paul Torres. Is it Paul Torres?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Torres.
I don't know from Villarreal,
yeah. So Paul Torres, Koulibaly at least. Koundé obviously is one of them. Maybe Bazuma or Sangari. Obviously, I know Liverpool are in for Sangari and Spurs are in for Bazuma, but I think we could try and get Bazuma because I think he probably would fit the team. I would probably think of what's his name again. Obviously, Dembele looks like it's going to happen. It looks close, but obviously things can always change. Obviously, if Lukaku leaves, because it looks like he may leave, and we're linked with certain players, I probably would consider Nkunku. I know obviously it's probably some though because obviously Bundesliga player, same team, high line and everything. But I think with Nkunku and I mean having Tuchel probably facilitate him and it probably would suit him. So I would say Nkunku, maybe another winger because I think we could lose another attacker. So I think possibly what's his name? Oh shoot. That winger at what's his name? Crap.
Do you remember who he plays for?
I think it's West Ham. What's his name?
Oh, Bowen?
Yeah.
Bowen.
So that would be because I'm trying to stick into the 200 million margin.
Yeah. Okay, DJ.
Yeah.
What's your wish list?
For me, the first thing I'll sort out, Max, I think I've said it already. The first thing I'll do is I'll take Thomas Tuchel in the office and I'll say, look, Thomas, you know I'm the new owner now. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you a new 5-year contract. I'm going to change your title from head coach to manager. So you can be the one in charge of the team and you manage that team for the 5 years or whatever you get, whatever time you want. You get the players that you ask the players that you want. I'll do my best to try and get them for you. Of players to come in. Now, the players that we'll be mentioning, Ty's mentioned the majority of them. Obviously Koundé, I think that's probably going to be announced. I do believe it'll probably be announced by the end of this week, the Koundé deal. I think Koulibaly is the other one I'd look at, and only because he's got that connection with Mendy in goal, so they'll obviously have that understanding and the experience. So I'd bring him in to replace Rudiger because let's be honest, Rudiger cannot be replaced. I mean, I don't know, whoever comes in there, whoever defender does come in there, I don't know if Rudiger will be able to. Who'll show the same passion as he had for the football club. So in that kind of way, I'm thinking that way. But generally, yes, he can be replaced. But I don't think they'll show the same passion and grit and determination like he did. But for me, Koulibaly will be the other one. I know Ty's also mentioned Pau Torres. The other one I've also been interested to know more about is this guy from, is it Josko? Is it Bosco or Josko? The youngster.
From RB Leipzig.
Gabadol.
Is that the guy?
The one
Yeah,
from
him.
RB Leipzig. Yeah.
He's the other one. I'm more interested to see because I've not seen much of him. I saw a couple of it. I wanted to see a few games of see what he's like. He's not a bad player. He looks a very good prospect to come. And I think he could be a good shout. My midfield, if we're going to do any changes in that midfield, look, we all know Kante's not going to go anywhere, despite the links that he's had in the last couple of days to Manchester United and teams like that. Thomas Tuchel's already come out and said Kante's for next season. He wants to keep him. So I can't believe he'll go anywhere. I think if anyone's going to go, it's going to be Jorginho. I think he may end up going. Who comes in for him? Well, I mean, there's also mention of Sangare. I mean, Sangare has been mentioned from Thai as well. I still haven't given up on Tchouaméni. I do believe that deal for Tchouaméni is not done yet at Real Madrid. There's a lot of talk coming out of it today, but nothing's 100% yet until he's actually showing that white shirt and saying, I've signed for Real Madrid. So there's still that possibility. If we can't get him in, then who would I also looking at midfield? Declan Rice has been mentioned. I know people are saying Declan Rice. Again, is he worth the 100 million? I don't think he's worth 100 million. Chelsea can do some kind of a deal to get him in on a cheap. Brilliant, you know. And in terms of our forward options, obviously I've mentioned Dembele. It doesn't look like Pulisic is going anywhere. From what I've heard today, it looks like they're going to use his. They're going to keep him at the club for marketing reasons. Because it looks like they're going to be keeping him because of the shirt sales he's doing. It looks like.
I thought it was the only one who heard that.
No, it is, bruv. Trust me, it's been on today. It's in fact, a few people have been saying that today. So I personally think it won't be the case. I think if we get a good offer for him, would I sell him? Again, look, I think he's still a good player. He's just had a bad season. The only thing with him is obviously his injuries. He's still young. You know, I probably would still give him at least this season. I would also keep Cho around. If we're not going to keep Cho around, loan him out. But like Bobby said on countless of times when he's mentioned, we need a squad. And if we're going to be in many competitions next season, we'll need that squad. So maybe keep him around. I would keep him around. I don't want Cho to go anyway. I'm a massive fan of Cho anyway. So I wouldn't want him to go. Striker-wise, now Lukaku's doing my head in. I know Nick is a very massive fan of Lukaku, and so am I. I know he is. But to be honest with you, after hearing the reports today saying he's now actually hiring a personal solicitor to want to get out of Chelsea, that for me in itself, the guy's already done a bad interview. He's now going around saying, he's now using a solicitor to get him out of Chelsea. That for me is bad business. You don't do that kind of thing, bad business. Whether people say it's true or not, I believe it was just one story, but it's actually gone around quite a few today. Quite a few people have actually said it today. And the person that I talked to on things has actually said the same thing to me as well. So it looks like it's true that it could be happening, that he wants to go. Who to come in? There's talk of swaps of him and Lautaro Martinez, maybe to come in. Whether that will be an option, I don't think. Is he the answer? Maybe not.
Same issue.
So same issue again. I don't know. But who would we get in? Then you look at other strikers out there. And Nkunku, I know Nkunku's not a number 9, but the guy knows where the back of the net is. He can score goals. Who else can you look out there? You look at other players like Darwin Núñez. Apparently, he's going to Manchester United. How true that is, I don't know. Apparently, it's supposed to be a wrapped-up deal in the next couple of days. I don't know how true that is again. So, what other strikers can we look at out there? The other one I'd probably mention about Vlahovic, but he's no longer available anymore. So, who do you look at? Lewandowski, another good option. Maybe that could be another option. Bring Lewandowski if he can come in. But they're the ones I'm looking at. They're the ones.
Yeah. Before we go into Bobby, who's next, I just want to touch on this Tchouaméni thing because I think if we're smart, if we can go, obviously now that we can, because we've done a lot of groundwork on him last season.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, Real Madrid, because Modric just said that he's extended his contract for another year. Right, so even when you look at it, did you see the performance from what's his name, the Brazilian guy who plays for them, Casemiro? Did you see that performance in the Champions League final? Yeah, and they've got Camavinga. He's young. Valverde's proper position is in the centre, although he likes to be. The manager likes to use him, and Chelsea likes to use him on the wide when they're playing against big teams. So they're quite well stocked in that area. So, and when I've forgotten to mention Cruz. They've got Cruz as well. So they've got a lot of players there. I know they need to build for the future, but if we can sell him Chelsea, and like similar to what we did to Hazard, and say that give us 2 or 3 good seasons, and if you do want to go to Real Madrid a bit later. when you can, with our blessing. But we want you here for 3 or 4 seasons. You never know, because I think Hazard, when he first came, his intention was to spend three seasons with us, then moved, and we had him for his best years. Really, we had him for 6-7 seasons before he moved, and that could be the same with Chiamenti. He made once you get that blue blood in you, that when you start playing for the blue of Chelsea, you want to stay on a bit longer usually, unless you're Courtois, of course. But I kind of I'm letting off fully, but the fact that he stopped Liverpool from winning the Champions League, he got a little star for me, just a little one.
I said the same thing.
So if I was sort of Mourinho or one of those people trying to negotiate a deal with Tchouaméni, that's how I'll sell it to him and see what he says, because he was willing to join. Apparently, he was willing to join us last season. So it's not as if so he knows all about us, and obviously he must have seen something that he likes in us. So we can try and go in with another. I don't know where he's going to fit in. I think he's just going to be eased in at Real Madrid.
He's going to be like Camavinga, actually.
Exactly, he'll be like Camavinga, just coming
bring him on 65th minute, and
exactly. Whereas with us, he's got a ready-made starting position.
Yeah, and one thing, I just want to say one more thing, Max, before you go on to Bobby. I would also get obviously I'd get Reece James and Mason Mount, get them new contracts, get them signed up.
That's key.
And I'll bring Conor Gallagher into that team 100% next season, and maybe give Brozier a chance as well to see how he can do in pre-season before doing anything with him.
Yeah. Although I think Brozier's going to be sold, unfortunately. That's my.
You think he'll be sold? You think?
I think so.
For funds, actually.
Yeah, I think so. And I'll talk about my thoughts afterwards anyway. So Bobby, what's your thoughts about who to bring in for the coming season?
Yeah, transfer wise, I think the Koundé deal really needs to be done, especially with the departures of Christensen and Aspie. He can be a replacement for either of those two. Certainly, I think the replacement we have to look at for Rudiger has got to be Koulibaly. I can't think of anybody else in world football that could come anywhere close to Rudiger apart from him. Yes, there's a lot of talk of Josko Garvidal, whatever his name is. From what I've heard, I don't know the player. From what I've heard, he's okay. It might threaten the return of Levi Colwill, but I would rather have Levi Colwill back than Malang Sarr. I think Malang Sarr's had his chance and he hasn't proved himself at all. We all hoped for him, but he's just shown that he's not really good enough. Left back, we need a backup to Ben Chilwell or competition for Ben Chilwell. People are talking about this guy in Germany. I don't know him, but I do know Cucurella. Either one of those two has to come in because strength in depth has got to be our aim for the season. It really has to. On the right side, well, Jules Koundé can overlap and do a job for Reece James sometimes, but we may need to get a right wing back as well from the academy, which I don't think we have. Midfield.
What about the guy? We've got the guy Sterling, haven't we?
Dejon Sterling.
Yeah.
The pre-season is going to open our eyes to a lot of things. Dejon Sterling. I think Tuchel liked him last pre-season.
Yeah.
But I think he felt he was just recovering from injury, and I think he felt he was a bit young. So who knows? He might come in. Midfield is going to be really interesting. Definitely, people are talking about Tchouaméni. I don't know, about that deal. I don't know what's going on with Real Madrid. I'm hearing they feel that 80 million euros is too much. Well, pretty odd considering they're about to spend close to nearly 200 million on Mbappe, I don't know. I don't understand it. But for me, I would do something a little bit different. There's I think 150, even 120 million for Declan Rice is a little bit out of reach. I want to see some decisive, cutthroat, proper dealings. I want to go back to the days of Peter Kenyon. Want him, get him. Want him, outbid the others, get him straight. He's messing about, leave him, walk. That's what Man City's doing. And with Declan Rice, drop 80, they don't want it, walk, pick up Bissouma and pair him with Ethan Ampadu in midfield going forward. Get rid of Jorginho. I think his days are done at Chelsea. Get a new contract for Kante, new contract for Reece James, and a new contract for Mason Mount, and of course keep Kovacic. For the forwards, that's another interesting area. I think Lukaku will leave. I do. He knows he's sort of blown his bridges with that interview and his performance for the season. If he hadn't done that interview, I have a feeling Chelsea fans would have given him a pass for this season. But he's shot himself in the foot now. And this talk of getting in lawyers, trying to get out of the club, I think, please, go. We don't want you. My replacement for me is as clear as day. It is Lewandowski. Lewandowski in, Lukaku out. What's the kid? The kid that's in Southampton.
Broja.
Yeah, Broja in. Sadly, very, very sadly, I hate to say this, Broja in, Werner out. But I don't think we'll be able to shift Werner because of his wages. No one's going to pay him that much. And we continue. One last thing. I think if it's true that we're after him, and if it's true that Tuchel likes him, I think one very, very interesting signing for us will be Dembele. I just have this feeling this guy's going to come to the Premier League and rip up trees as long as he's fit. I don't know why. There's just something about the aura around that signing that I think is going to be a signing we will not regret.
Agreed.
I hope you don't do something that. I hope this doesn't make you get clipped and then embarrassed in the future, because I'm pretty sure we heard a lot of things about other players and it didn't work out like that. So I'm hoping that this doesn't come back and.
I don't talk like this.
That's why I'm surprised, and it would just be sad that the one time you decide to say something like this.
No, don't go down that road. Don't go. Just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful about him because he's quality when he's fit. But I find it funny that he's a player who has injuries, but ever since his contract is about to expire, he's like he cannot get injured. He's always fit. So. Makes you wonder.
That's an interesting point. Sorry, one last thing that's been overlooked: the goalkeeping situation. It seems Kepa wants to go. I don't know if anyone can afford him.
Newcastle today, Bobby.
Yeah, Newcastle have come in today.
I told Ty that.
That was months ago.
That means we've got to get someone in who can push Mendy. I know Kepa could push Mendy, but I have a feeling that because of his physical stature, I don't think Tuchel really fancied him. Kepa is a fantastic goalkeeper, he is, but there's one thing he can't do anything about, and that's his physical stature, and that's always going to be a weakness with him.
Sam Johnson, he was at West Bromwich Albion. What do you think of him? Because he's decided not to renew his contract.
Isn't he going Tottenham though, Bobby? Sorry, Max.
No, they bought the Southampton backup.
Oh, did they?
What's his name?
They?
Yes, Foster. He's going there. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be an interesting one. Ben, I rate that Johnson. He made the
No.
England side as well, didn't he? So
He's good on the ball
that'll-
too.
No,
that
the
would be an
goal.
interest. I think we're signing a goalkeeper, aren't we? This
We
youngster
are.
from America.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure
yeah,
he'll
but,
Real Madrid wants him too.
Schwartz or something like that.
Yeah,
His name.
but he probably won't
Yeah.
be ready to compete. for the
No,
big
he'll
games.
be
18.
for
Yeah.
the under.
He's probably for the development squad for now, I believe. Yeah,
He's tall though, massive for his age now. I tell you that.
he
You see the size
is.
of him.
Yeah.
American keepers are usually very good. That's one thing America produces as good keepers. Remember
Yes.
Casey Keller?
Brad
Yeah,
Friedel.
and then the one at who's the one at Everton? Tim Howard as well, wasn't it?
Tim Howard, yeah.
Yeah.
He went to
Friedel.
Liverpool. Everton, that's right.
Everton.
Brad
Yeah.
Friedel.
Yeah. Brad Friedel.
They
Yeah.
get good goalkeepers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see every
So
name
Nick-
except for Zach Steffen.
Nick, you still around? Is he here, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here.
So,
Yeah.
so who's your on your wish list? I know one already, and that's Lewandowski.
Yeah,
Yeah, he obviously
I mean,
got your Lewandowski.
yeah. I mean, yeah, a wish list, but I think most of these players I'm going to say will be going after. I think we could get the ones I'm saying as well. Koundé for sure. Koulibaly for sure. That's the two defenders I want to come straight in. And Colwill, what I saw of him yesterday, he looks good. I didn't see much of him before, but he looks good to me. A great youngster. I want him to come in and get his chance. To be there for when Chilwell needs a rest, or Chilwell gets going. I think he can do a job. We don't need to buy too many players. And Tchouaméni, of course, we want him. I want Tchouaméni in the midfield. If Real Madrid don't get him, we should. I'm sure Chelsea will try their best, and Koundé might persuade him to come over, as he's his good friend. I don't know. Yeah, Tchouaméni. Because Jorginho's 50-50. Kanté, yeah, like you said, he ain't going nowhere. Tuchel loves the guy too much. And he said it openly. And, yeah. And, of course, Lukaku, I always said about Lukaku, I wanted him to succeed, show us what he's capable of. I always said if he doesn't want to be here, let him go. The last thing we don't want is players, who don't want to be here to play for Chelsea. That's the worst thing. So Lukaku has to go for me. And of course, Lewandowski, the only replacement for him. I've been saying it for months, bring Lewandowski. I'll keep saying it. And they're the main players, really. I can't see us, buying too many players this summer window. Not too many.
Yeah.
3 or 4, for the most. So we still have, I said 3. I said, Koundé, Tchouaméni, Lewandowski, Koulibaly. That'd be unbelievable if we do them 4 for now. And plus the players we have, like we have Reece James, we have Mount, Havertz, we have great players. So, we can only get better. And and I don't know who said it yesterday.
Connor to come back.
Someone said something yesterday. I'm not sure if it's DJ.
Yeah,
I think it was you. You said we don't have to wait 2 or 3 years. We can win it next year, the league. I'm not sure who said that, but I'm really optimistic we can do that, because even Boehly said it. He said, I don't want to just go there and compete. I want to win.
Yeah,
He said that, yeah. And so I'm backing Boehly. Tell Boehly's blue and white army to kill it next year and show the scumbags of Liverpool what we're made of. Because we don't get any favours like they do.
Exactly.
They've got all the favours in the final. They've still got the VAR decision, and look what happened. Justice was done. Thank God for that. I can't stop talking about that because it gets me really bad because they've been buying the way through the league all season. Referees, VAR, they have the lot. But, I'm glad he put them to rest now. They're very quiet at the moment. So,
what about Gallagher and Brozier?
yeah,
Nick?
of course. I didn't forget. Gallagher has to come back. Gallagher, Gilmore, if he can't get game time, I can see him going to Rangers. They want him, Rangers still want him back. I hope he doesn't go because he's he's another one. He's going to become a great player. He's not tall or anything, but he's got it. He's got that skill, that pass. I want him to come back, and be that player we always think he will be, and he will. We don't want him to go somewhere else and do that. He's a great player. You see how many times he plays. He does it for Scotland. He done it for us. So bring Gilmore, Gallagher back. Brozier, I'd like to have him back. To learn off Lewandowski, hopefully. To learn off him, but I don't think Roger's going to want to wait around. Like Max said, he might want minutes. He could well go, to get first team football. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think the club see him as an asset, a sellable asset as well, and that's the thing. Yeah. So it's quite. I want to address your guys. So my thing is, I think. I agree with all of. Obviously, Koundé is already a done deal. We know that already. He's been in London. He's done in one of my videos. He done a Odin Wingy. Is it Odin Wingy? Who's that QPR guy? Is it QPR? He's already standing outside the gate waiting for.
And it was told no deal. Nothing happened.
Yeah, he's just waiting. He was just waiting until the sanctions were over.
The other thing,
I won't be surprised.
The other thing I forgot to say about the goalkeepers. If Kepa does go, and he has to go really for his own sake. If he wants to play for Spain, he has to leave. If he does go, I want to see Nick Pope coming. Premiership, Nick Pope, Premiership experience. He's had all the shots in the world you can think of. How many shots he's had against him? Play for Burnley. He's proven. All right, his passing is not great because he didn't have to much. He didn't do any passing with Burnley. But I'm sure that's not a hard thing to learn to pass the ball. Even my granddaughter can do that. So So
tell that to Mendy.
Yeah.
Tell
that to Mendy. He seems to be hard for him.
I love Mendy, but bring Pope for competition. Make Mendy a better player. Not like where Tuchel has to realize. You have to drop. He had to drop Mendy before that semi-final at Stamford Bridge when we lost. And that mistake. How can you start dribbling in your own box? Take him off and bring. You should have brought Kepa after that game, but he didn't. He kept going on. So
he doesn't trust Kepa. What Bobby said, he doesn't trust Kepa, does he? So that's
he doesn't.
He doesn't clear at all. To see that. Yeah.
But let's if there's any other goalkeeper, it's got to be Nick Pope for me.
Yeah, good shout on that one. Yeah. So was I obviously Kepa looks like, because apparently I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen it. Kepa said some prolonged goodbyes to the players in the changing room the last game of the season. It was like he knew that it was going to be his last game. I read that somewhere today. And as Nick quite rightly said, because it's a World Cup year, he wants to have play games so that he can be still part of the World Cup squad for Spain. I agree with us. Koundé's. Let's just say he's a Chelsea player anyway. He's here.
He's basically a Chelsea player being on loan at Sevilla.
Exactly. So he'll probably be announced as early as next week, I reckon.
Yeah.
Koulibaly is for me. I agree with all of you on Koulibaly. Okay. Yeah. The Gravi. What's his? How do you pronounce his name?
Gravidol.
Gravidol, Gravidol. I like it, but I don't, because the reason why I take Koulibaly, because we're going to get rid of some experienced players. So I just want someone else who's experienced. And I was on the stream. I think I was Monster did a stream earlier. I was listening to a bit of that, and someone said he's like 30, to mention his age thing, about 30. But what do you think? How old is what's his name? 29, wasn't he? Rudiger was 29.
29.
And everyone was saying, yeah, so he's only a year older than Rudiger. And for me, as you, was it you, DJ, who said he's got that relationship with Mendy as well?
Yeah,
Plus,
from the national team.
Plus, if we're playing the back three, Mendy, Silva, and the two players that we're going to be buying, the 2Ks, Koulibaly and Koundé. What they got in common? Anyone?
I tell you what,
they all speak French. They all speak French.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's
so they're going to have they're going to have the spine all French speakers as well. Okay, then we'll probably have to get our two wing backs to learn a bit of French, so they can communicate. But they're more further out the field anyway, our two wing backs. So yeah, I'd like to see those two win. No one's mentioned Ousmane Dembele on their list because he looks like I just saw a tweet earlier as well with Dembele. Somebody, I'm not sure how reliable this guy is. Pedro Almeida. Is he Portuguese? Sounds Portuguese.
Yes, he is.
DJ,
he's very much. What I can tell you on the Dembele deal, it's very much a close deal. That's what I was told. It's very close.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised.
That's what I heard.
Is he reliable, this Pedro Almeida?
Yeah, he is. He's actually the guy. He's the one I actually know.
He's just said Chelsea seriously pushing.
Tuchel really wants Dembele. We forgot that.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get him.
So Chelsea are seriously pushing for the sign of Ousmane Dembele as a free agent. Boom. Yeah. That's what he says in his tweet. So, and I know that there's some other tier one journalists have said that as well, and we wanted him in the January window, but I think at the time we thought let's wait and see. But with if he can stay fit, I think he's going to be brilliant because him and we've got great understanding with Tuchel. But we'll need to shift one of our wingers, and I think the easiest one to shift for me is going to be Ziyech. I think because his wages are not that big. We'll probably he's sorted after in Spain and Italy. So if we're going to continue with a three at the back, which I think I saw an interview with Tuchel, and that's what he said that he's probably going to be doing, then I think he doesn't really trust him when they're playing a three in the back formation, Ziyech, unfortunately. So I could see him leaving possibly. And Dembele taking his place. Werner again. Marina has got to stop putting these high prices on these players. What we need to do if it's the case of getting rid of Werner on the wage bill, then because Dortmund apparently they want him, but the price we're asking is going to be too high, so that's why he may stay. So we'll see what happens on that front. The Alonso one as well. Again, they said that we're asking for 20 million, and the reason apparently he wanted to go for about 2 or 3 seasons, but because the price has been too high that Marina's asking for, we're stuck with these people. That's why we need to. I think the most important thing to do is get rid of some of this the deadwood, before, as well as bringing in players, because that's what's hampered us and crippled us in the past. In that we've kept hold of these players who are not good enough for the squad, but we've they're on a decent wage, and that stops us from getting in other stronger squad players because these we only can have a squad of 25 players. Barcelona, I hear that he's agreed terms with them, but conflicting reports because Barcelona are meant to be broke, and I even heard that there was a struggle for them getting Christensen on a free because of what's happening with it.
Yeah, and they have to sell De Jong.
That's so fun. Listen to that.
That's it. So if they can't get Christensen on a free, how they get?
No, imagine Christensen is just in the free agent list.
No, I also heard the other thing. I also heard as well, Max, is they're also talking that there's a possibility. There's talk. It only came out. It wasn't actually reliable because it came out of Barca, who said it. Apparently, someone from Barcelona said it. That they're also trying to do a deal with Chelsea where they throw Serginho Dest into the deal as well to try and get.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yes,
Aspi and Alonso. But I don't believe any of that, to be honest with you. There's only one source that said it, and that was from Barcelona. So but
Yeah.
no one else has said that.
A Dest tight wouldn't be bad because Dest, he's okay, but what I like is I like a versatile type player who can play equally good on the right or the left, and that will fill both wing back positions. You know, someone like what's the guy at Newcastle who used to play for Tottenham and Atletico? What's his name?
Oh yeah, I know. I'll tell you who it is. Hold on, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're on about, Max. I'm just trying
And
to.
he plays for England as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Now I'm gonna now it's
Who's
gonna.
his name?
Missed
What's his
something.
name? Come on,
Who are you guys
the
talking?
guy he's playing for Newcastle.
Yeah,
Newcastle.
you know the right back, the right.
Which
right
one are
back.
you talking?
Right. He
Which
plays left
position?
back or right back, and he used to
Right
play
back.
for Tottenham as well.
Oh, what's his name?
And he
I keep
played for
mixing up the name.
Atletico
Is it
Madrid.
Shaft?
No. They got him from Atletico Madrid recently.
From Atletico Madrid. Oh,
English
Trippier.
international.
Trippier.
Trippier, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
Yes,
Trippier.
Trippier. I can't
Yeah,
forget his name.
yeah.
I keep tripping up on him.
Trippier.
Yeah, so yeah, so somebody like that is adept to both left and right, because but Koundé can also fill in. The good thing about Koundé is that he can also play as a wing back because he's got that skill set, hasn't he? He's good on the ball, and he can play. Yeah, and you know the role where he can drop in and play as a midfielder as well, as a sort of holding midfielder, similar to what Tuchel had with Marquinhos.
Yeah.
So that is an option as well. Declan Rice, I'll only get for under 100 million. I wouldn't pay a lot because I reckon if we do go for Declan Rice, I reckon that it will be 80 mil. I don't think we'll. I think first of all, some papers were saying 150 or something nonsense, and then I heard that they're willing to drop down to 120 or something. But I think if we did get him, it would be similar to what happened with Ben Chilwell. Remember, Ben Chilwell was talked up for 80 million initially, and then we got him for 40. So if I wouldn't pay over 80 for Declan Rice. I know some people don't want it, but I think he's got that leadership quality. That's it. Tchouaméni would be my choice, but if Tchouaméni is not gettable, then I will try and get someone like him. Bissouma, that's what I can ask about.
Something though.
As well. Before you do that, there's Bissouma. There's a question mark over Bissouma. Yeah. Is that that he was convicted? Is it still a court case, or that's still a case? That for me could be a risk because so that's why. You could end up buying Bissouma, and then you could end up, him go to prison or something like that. He could be found guilty. So that is the only thing question mark about the Bissouma deal. But as far as a player goes, then big up Chelsea Perspective, and thank you for the super chat. And what I'm going to be doing, So thanks for your support, Max. Always happy. And you know what? I'm going to be finishing this one in about 15 minutes, actually, because apparently Chelsea Perspective has got a stream at 10 o'clock, I believe.
Really?
Is that right?
I never got the notification.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I saw that. 10 o'clock.
So what I will be
10 p.m.
doing
our time. Yeah.
I will be finishing this in 15 minutes.
No, you don't have to rush.
Anyway.
We can. You don't have to rush your stream, Max. We can always go on after. It doesn't matter. You're doing a good job here.
Yeah, we miss your streams, Max. We miss your streams, mate.
Yeah,
this gives me nostalgia. Speaking about the club, but this gives me nostalgia.
You done those streams, Max. I only thought you done your channel.
Yeah, I did. I was the original streamer.
So why you stopped? Yeah, you should.
No, because I didn't have the time to do it on a regular basis. That's why. Because you have to talk about a lot of dedication and stuff. So it was a balancing act for me. But I will be starting again, probably doing one a week, possibly. And I want to do a show actually where I want to involve all of you guys at some point. It'll be like a one-on-one stream where we're going to be talking about how you started supporting Chelsea.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And just a bit of some memories and things like that about Chelsea.
Can we show our videos as well? private.
Yeah. It's going to be your show, so I'm going to have all of you on individually at some point.
So I'm going to have to send you my videos when I was young hooligan.
Yeah.
Hooligan, Nick.
I'm not joking.
Seriously, I cannot imagine.
You haven't seen that one of Nick where he got taken off by the police because was it Ian Britton? Ian Britton, one of our players.
Ian Britton, you remember Ian Britton?
Yeah.
Look at Billy Gilmore. What similarity? Different positions, but one play the same size. Yeah, that Blackpool player nearly broke Ian Britton's legs. I went wild. I was in the West
He ran onto the pitch.
West End. You know, the old West End. And I come flying down through the benches over the Chelsea fans sitting on the benches underneath. I flew over them. And you know,
he was on Match of the Day, Brian Moore.
Yeah,
Brian
and I went
Moore
after the player.
Brian Moore
went after the player.
His commentary back in the day.
And, they kept he runs away like an idiot. And the police grabbed Ray Lewington grabbed me first. I'll never forget Ray Lewington, man. He grabbed me and he put his arms around me. Please, no. He really talked nicely, and that cooled me down. Yeah. And the best thing was when the police were taking me out the ground, you know, to the police station. I was around the shed. The shed went mad. I couldn't believe the applause I got. I thought I was Peter Osgood. You know?
Okay. We'll talk about that in another. Yeah, we'll talk about that when I do your one-on-one with you. Yeah,
because something is
cover your interesting stories, and then there'll be great.
I have so many Chelsea stories, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
Away to Millwall. God, another one. Oh. I won't give it all away now.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away. That's just a taste of what's to come. Yeah.
I've just got some news for you guys. I don't know if Ty's got the same thing. I don't know if it's the same person, but I don't know if he's individual. But apparently, Chelsea are going back in after Hakimi. Apparently, we're going back in after him.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that one this morning. Yeah.
And this is coming again this afternoon.
Apparently he's unhappy, isn't he? So I don't know about that. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. Again, I don't only want. It's the Athletic are now saying it, so I don't know.
The Athletic.
Oh, really?
Sometimes the Athletic are.
No, that was from Simon Johnson, wasn't it? I think Simon Johnson.
Yeah, Simon Johnson. But sometimes he's off too. Sometimes he's off because he said that we're going to get him last year.
But then he also said that they may be paving the way in case Reece James wants to leave. So I don't think Reece James is going anywhere.
I'd rather keep Reece James, man.
Exactly.
It was a blessing. It was a blessing that we didn't get him. Kind of.
So, So let's go back to the chat quickly.
Yeah, that's right.
The comment underneath that one. This is 100% true.
FSG paid 300 million for LFC, Kroenke 500 for AFC, and Glazer borrowed 800 for Man United. Boehly Consortium paid 5 billion. This is not about profit or becoming FSG too. Boehly's here to win. Great point there. And something else about the owners. The other guy, Egil Boehly, is it the guy who's Iranian, who's one of the partners from Clear Lake? Iranians are football mad. You know, they love to they love their football. You know, it's similar to what the Middle East are. So this guy, he's a football fanatic as well. So him and the other guy, I think he's from Paraguay, the other partner, I believe, and they like their football. So they did you see their statements as well? They made statements as well how, you know, they're in it for the long run. They're in it to win and to compete and to be competitive. So, you know, that's good. You know, the money's there, the passion's there. So I'm hoping that we can push on from the Abramovich years. You know, the investment would be different, but I think we'll still remain competitive.
Yeah, this message is what I'm talking about. This message.
One of the few content creators that knows what he's talking about and is not sensationalist. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, I try to give it as it is. Really, I don't like to.
No,
just
exactly.
You know, I try to be more measured in my approach. So yeah, I appreciate your comments, mate. Yeah.
We'll be scouting South America again now, Max, with those two. Now you told me that guy, we'll be scouting. Our scouts will be back in South America again. Excellent.
Yeah.
Players there.
Yeah. So even the guy who Man City bought, those are the smart buyers that we need to buy. The one who scored 6 goals the other day for what's his name?
Julian Alvarez.
Alvarez, yeah. Yeah, so
6 goals.
That's the sort of smart signings that we need to make in the future. You know, the one thing I'd say about, you know, I loved Roman Abramovich, but the one thing I'd say is sometimes he's some of the buyers were more out of sort of passion or because he was a supporter like us, and he wanted these players in rather than thinking, does he fit into the team? Is it a sensible purchase? So I'm hoping that we can have, you know, sensible purchases. We need to, because we can't be splashing out 90 million on a Lukaku, for instance, or something. Let me just touch on Lukaku before I go on to my last segment. And with the Lukaku situation, I'm with you guys. I saw that. You know, he apparently, from what it looks like, you know, the agent that he had when he came to Chelsea.
Federico Pastiello, is that his name?
Pastiello, yeah. Apparently, he was the one who talked him up to go to Chelsea, and he's got rid of him. Apparently, do you hear that? He's got rid of his agent.
And then he got some lawyers to speak to the Inter CEO.
Exactly. And just the same thing what he did when he had Riola, because he didn't want to join Manchester United, and the Riola who sort of got him to join Manchester United or whatever. So if he wasn't fully 100% committed to us in the first place, he shouldn't be relying on his agent he should be strong enough to say, look, I don't want to go, you know. And for me, I don't understand this deal. Okay, if he wants to go, I'll say yes, go. But to me, this isn't adding up. And the reason why it's not adding up is because they said they can't afford to buy him back, and it will be a £15 million loan with possibly a £50 million buyback afterwards. But what I'm thinking is, we still owe them 70 million from that sale, don't we? So we still owe them money from that sale, and we loan him back. Are we going to be paying? Are we going to be paying them for a player who now belongs to them again, not to us? So it just doesn't make sense. All this, what's going on, all this talk.
Max, the other thing what doesn't make sense to me is, you know, before he came, actually, you know, when we signed him, and talking about, you know, I love Chelsea. I always been a Chelsea through and through, blue through and through. When I was 18, when you know, he was younger at Chelsea, and I always wanted to come and prove the point. So like, it seems like he was all lies, you know.
Yeah,
and it looks like people are got
There's an interview too.
Really, like you know, I don't want to mention names, but some fans was saying this is a fraudster, and it looks like they're right and I'm wrong. Yeah,
me too. I was a great advocate, big advocate of him. I thought he was the final piece in the jigsaw. You know what? I'm going to put out a video, I think tomorrow or the day after, where I'm going to look back on the predictions I made this season. I got all the 3 teams for relegated. I got those spot on, and I also got who's going to win the league spot on. You know what? I got terribly wrong. Top goal scorer. I said it could be Lukaku. I was well off on that one.
That's what I
just thought he'll be the final piece in the jigsaw. But yeah.
Uh,
but what do you think about this comment
Max?
here?
Max, he is the highest goal scorer
for Chelsea. Yeah, but I thought he was going to be the top. No, I said he was going to be the top goal scorer in the league, and I was well off. Yeah, I was well off on that one. But Bobby, I remember you were saying you didn't want him, and I was arguing the case that I thought he would be good. But you know, I put my hand up when I'm wrong, and in this case, I totally have to, you know, say, you know, you were
we got
right,
it wrong. Max, we got it wrong. Bobby and Boogie Man.
I know you didn't want to get it wrong, but you didn't want to get it wrong, Bobby, because obviously you wanted him to succeed, you know. So nobody to say I told you so or anything like that.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter about getting it right or wrong. It's that you know we want these players to come in and do the business,
do well.
You know, I got it wrong big time about Thiago Silva. Remember, I used to come on your stream and I was like, I don't want this guy. He's a granddad and all that. But look what he's done.
He's been excellent.
So you know, that's what we want. We want to get it wrong. If we think they're pants and they come in and they start ripping up trees like Thiago Silva. So
So what do you think of this message? That's the thing. That's what I said in one of my videos. I said the first thing we should do is get rid of 3, because when the chips were down, they
They
deserted
went.
us. So you know what, we don't want them anymore. So let's
No.
try and get a good sponsor. I like
Yeah.
Dunkel's idea of Tesla.
Yeah.
I've heard
Trivago
that
is
rumor.
a good one.
I've heard that rumor that Todd Boehly and Elon Musk are not, they're acquaintances. Who knows
Okay.
where that will go? One thing you can be sure of Americans is they will bring in good sponsors.
That's
yeah.
what I was going to say. So that's the next segment. You
Definitely.
moved on to that segue quite nicely, because that's what I was going to mention. Now, how can we improve on what Abramovich has done? And Bobby, you're great on point on that one, because sponsorship, we've been lacking. We've been held back because of our sponsorship deals haven't been up there with some of the other teams. I know Man City's ones are dodgy sponsors, so we'll discard Man City for now. But Manchester United, even Liverpool and others, they've exploited that market a lot better than we have. And what I liked about Todd Boehly, way before he took over the club, I'm not sure if you guys have seen that interview. Most of you must have seen that interview by now, where he said that because of the time that football is on in America, that there's no other sport in that time slot. So he has already said that there's a lot of advertising to exploit, a lot of advertising to be made, because of where we is. We can put sponsorship. I saw Nottingham Forest yesterday. Do you notice that they had shirt sponsors on the back of their shirts as well? Did you notice that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they had shirt sponsors on the back of their shirts. Obviously, you've got sleeve sponsors.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing to exploit as well. Putting something on the back of your shirts as well as the sleeve. We'll stick with Trivago because they were with us till the end.
Yeah.
Not sure. Hyundai sort of had a wobble at one time as well, didn't they? So maybe we can drive them away and let them. Yeah, we get tired of Hyundai, so let's get someone else.
Max, you know why it won't be too outrageous if we do get a deal with Tesla? Is the other guy in the consortium, the Swiss guy, Weiss, that none of us really care for? He's an environmentalist. He's a big environmentalist. So it dovetails.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Donko. I knew this actually. Wealthy, no, there, because remember that we've already doubled our shirt spots. We're getting rid of Trivago, and no, Trivago's staying. Sorry, so the new shirt sleeve sponsor.
Hyundai's gone. Hyundai.
So I think we're getting 20 million a season rather than 10 of what we used to get from Hyundai for that one. So so that's So there's a lot of marketing areas we can be tapping. We've got a tour in America as well this year, haven't we? Got three matches over in the States this year. I think with American owners as well, with Pulisic there, I think we can we can become really, really marketable in the American markets. And the other thing I think we need, obviously, they're talking about the stadium rebuild. So they've already, I know that what Boehly's done as well, he's actually had a word with the architects who were going to be doing the project under Abramovich. So he spoke to them way before this as well. So and getting in that guy, the Tottenham, we'll forgive him for being a Tottenham supporter. If he can do a good deal on our ground. What's his name? Goldstein is somebody.
That's the only reason we want him, Max, to rebuild the bridge
for the ground. Exactly.
That's the most important thing for me. Forget the players. That ground is more important than any player.
The ground, exactly. Yeah. And what the Americans are doing, if you notice what he said, it's going to be a match day experience, isn't it? He said it's not going to be just you go to the game and you leave. They want it to be, they want to make it such that it is going to be somewhere you want to spend half a day at, sort of thing, at the ground doing things there. And so they've got big things in store for us there. Because even if you look at Tottenham has just released 150 million in funds, didn't they? Because they're stadium now, because they've got a lot of revenue coming in from that stadium. So don't be surprised as well if we don't do what Tottenham do. Maybe have it for other events as well as not just football. because where we are the only team, I think, who are in London, actually in the centre of London, the only football team. All the other teams are Greater London. So I think, where we are, the location's excellent for having other venues at the football stadium, and that could also increase revenue. Is there anything else that you guys think that can be done to improve us on the financial side?
I don't think of anything. I mean, people talk about name rights, but I'm actually quite happy for our stadium to remain as Stamford Bridge. I don't know why people are even contemplating and saying this thing. I know there's been a lot been saying about a name rights of the stadium. I for one, hope it stays at Stamford Bridge because that's what we're knowing it as to be. What do you think?
Yeah, if they can add, I wouldn't mind if they said Stamford Bridge sponsored by, or something that keeps the Stamford Bridge name, but added something else in, maybe.
Yeah,
because that's another thing that would, they're going to be looking to maximise revenues as well, funds and stuff. So naming rights is another way of getting money into the club as well.
So is it that possibility that we're trying to? I think from what I know, can we get this? We can get the stadium to 60,000, can't we? Without moving,
I believe
without
so.
moving.
Yeah.
I believe 60 is the least. We could. I think we will go for 62, 63 even, if possible.
Yeah.
Especially now that there's standing.
Yes, probably.
That's right. We've got the standing zone as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't I read somewhere? Didn't they say that where the Chelsea pensioners used to stay, those barracks where they used to stay? I think are they not knocking them down or something? Yeah. So there's going to be more space there as well.
Well, the Bird's Nest
they're going to knock a lot of things
Abramovich was working on. They knocked down the hotel to do that. So that is a possibility as well.
Yeah, that is. So one last thing before I go, the stadium, because obviously we know that our home form this year has been poor, and our stadium apparently is our pitches is one of the smallest pitches in the Premier League, and obviously we got players who like to play on the wider pitches. I think that's why we've done so well at Wembley, although we didn't win, but we competed quite well. Do you think there's that sort of thing to make our pitch a little bit bigger as well, to make us a bit more, give us that bit of an advantage? I know that's one of the things that Thomas Tuchel was alluding to when he said about the pitch, not only the state of the pitch.
Let me tell you something about the pitch, man. Before in the when we had the great the old ground, it was massive. We had the racetrack around it. That went, and we had the biggest pitch in those days. We had because
we had a car park as well, didn't we?
Because
remember the cars used to be parked there.
Yeah, of course we had the car park. Yeah, the players, Oscar and Hudson, all that, they used to kick around there. They even trained there with Doherty. So, but we had a great pitch, massive, and we had the right team for it. They love that playing on that pitch. I mean, we can do it. We can make it bigger. If we're going to rebuild the stadium, we can make it a little bit bigger at least, because the pitch will suit us slow. We like to keep the ball passing around. That's what we do. So, it'd be good to have a little bit bigger, not massively, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
In those days, because we were, the fans were so, miles away from the pitch. If you remember how it was.
Yeah, that's right.
We were
exactly.
far too. We were far too far. Then Bates made that plan, and he brought us right next to the players.
It's so
fun. And I think Boehly will do something. He has the plans, and that's why we got that Tottenham. I won't say idiot because he's not. He's going to redevelop the bridge. So
he's one of us now. So we got.
He's one of us.
I love this comment. It's so true.
Great comment.
That's why I was laughing. I was laughing at the comment.
It is a fantastic. Yeah, that's another thing why it was good that Real Madrid won the Champions League, because we've got more money coming in from the Hazard deal. Yeah, so what a deal that was. 17.5 million for winning.
You get my money when Liverpool did.
Another
Was that-
player
sorry,
for my dream players. I want Eden Hazard back at the bridge, even as a sub. Bring him back. He deserves it. He's won the Champions League now. I want him back to teach his young guys of us how to perform, and he can still play. Don't forget, he can come on and win us a game. I want to see Hazard back if that's possible. That'd be something great for the fans. If only does that, he's going to be very famous. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to bring a statement signing in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Who's the two mega signings? Who are they?
You know what? People are laughing at this, right? Yeah?
One. Lewandowski.
Do you know
and
what?
Who else?
People are laughing at this, but it's been doing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know he put out a tweet out on it recently. He said no, but I was loving the rumors of Neymar. I swear,
knew you were
I
gonna
was
say
loving the
Neymar.
rumors of Neymar, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the money he wants, but
No,
the
that's the
money,
only
the
thing.
wages he's
That's
on.
the thing, Nick. That's the
But
thing. That's the only
if-
problem.
I didn't
They
even
said
do a
two
video on
mega-
that one because I just think it's
Two mega
fantastic.
signings. It's going to be Lewandowski. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Neymar now.
Or Ronaldo. How about Ronaldo? Get him.
Ronaldo he won't come to Chelsea from United.
No. That's only
He's
a
a
hope.
United
It's a dream. It's only a hope.
No,
Yeah.
I'll take Lewandowski over Ronaldo any day. Bring me Lewandowski, best in the world.
Yeah. What do you think
Only
of this tweet?
Benzema is the best, and Lewandowski is second.
Yeah, we can get
Ronaldo's
Lewandowski in because I know Barcelona want him, but if Barcelona are struggling to get Christensen on the free, I can't see how we can get Lewandowski.
That's what I find so funny about this whole thing. You know that. How can you go for someone like Robert Lewandowski, who's going to at least? Because let's not forget, they're going to ask for a transfer fee for him. And
They
what
will
I'm,
do.
what I'm hearing, it's 35-40 million euros.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the wages on top of that, Max. How are they
Exactly.
going to afford to do that? Tell me.
They can't
honestly.
do that. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a joke.
LaCroix, anyone?
Who?
Anyone for LaCroix?
For who? Sorry.
LaCroix on this.
LaCroix.
Kunde and LaCroix were my two centre backs. I've heard of LaCroix. I haven't seen a lot of LaCroix actually. I do know him, but I haven't seen a lot of him play. To be honest, I'd be lying if I said I.
Who's he play for?
I know a lot about.
I've not heard.
His name was mentioned.
You were linked with him last summer, though.
Yeah, we were linked with him last year.
Isn't he at what's it? Saint? No, Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg. Yeah.
We want a French speaking backline.
Yeah. But how old is LaCroix? I'm not sure. He's still quite young, isn't he?
22. He's 22 at this point. 22.
Is he 22?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I'd just like a bit of more experience.
He's 23 and he's 22. So the French backline.
Yeah. And there's that Brazilian defender as well. I linked with from Torino. He's right. He's supposed to be the next. They said he's actually as good at. They think he could be the next a good replacement for Rudiger. The Brazilian boy from Torino. I think he's about 25 or 26. I'll tell you his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I did see his name being linked with us. Yeah. What was his name again?
I'll tell you. I've got him on my thing because I've got all the transfer targets. I've just got one here. Hold on.
Bastoni. What about this Bastoni?
Bastoni's decent.
Yes. Imagine nicking him off Tottenham's hands. They think that deal's all wrapped up.
Oh, Inter.
Imagine getting him. Yeah. Torino defender. Where are you? Where are you?
They're doing an Inter signing. The only player they're not getting is Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku.
Bremer.
Inter, Perisic, Bastoni. I think even more.
That's the one. Bremer. 25.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about missing out on talking about Tottenham? How do you guys feel on missing out on Perisic? I know that Bobby didn't want him because he said he's a bit too old, and as a wing back, his position's quite a demanding one. But what do you think? I know what's his name? Likes an old player, doesn't he? Conte. He loves an old boy. Yeah.
Conte, he knows what he's talking. Conte goes for experience. He knows. Yeah. But Perisic would have been good for us. But I'm not too fast because we have Colwill to come, and I can see Levi Colwill becoming something special for Chelsea, like Reece James. I can see the way I don't know. I just saw Yesterday I saw he didn't play that much.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He didn't have the ball so much, but when he did, he knew what to do. That's
His
what I like.
positioning was excellent, wasn't it?
Yes.
What I like about the Colwill, what I like is because if you have to look at other fans, because what I do when we got low knees, I look at what the other fans are saying about them, and what the fans were saying about Reece James, Wigan, and the manager, because he was man of the match every single game when he played for Wigan, and that's the same with Levi Colwill at Huddersfield. He's man of the match every game.
Yes, you're right.
Huddersfield will snap him up tomorrow, and
yeah.
when the manager talks about him as well, he waxes lyrical about him.
He's great. He's great for his
Yeah.
age, and a lot of Huddersfield fans have told me that as well. They said we don't want to. We hope you don't get him back because we want him. We want to sign him, but Chelsea will have him back. No way. Tuchel knows what he's about. Yeah, you're right.
Definitely. So he's one for the future, definitely. So I don't think after we've made the mistakes with Tomori and people like that, I don't think we're going to make the same mistake with this guy. I think we will keep him. That's another reason why, for me, the Jules Koundé deal makes a lot of sense, is because he can allow him to grow into that position with Koundé as his teaching him, and we can sort of ease him in, similar to what we did with Trevor Chalobah this season. And once Koulibaly's had his 3 or 4 years at Chelsea, then he's ready to come in and slot in. And what number does he wear? Can you remember? Do you know what number he wears?
26.
Is it the same as John Terry?
Yeah,
26.
26. Yeah. He wears 26.
26.
I know that there was some John Terry something.
But they were saying it wasn't because of John Terry. I think he was born on the 26th of February.
Yes, that's right. He was born on born on the 26th. So what a number to have,
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can see him really becoming something special, where like Reece James, and like Lamptey would have done, and Tomori would have done. But we made 2 massive mistakes to get rid of those 2.
Tomori was a mistake, but Lamptey, with Lamptey, I think he's a good player. But with Lamptey, the mistake we made was allowing him to run down his contract. But I think he had a lot of injuries. But once he was fit enough, Lampard did. Remember, he came on against Arsenal when we were
on Boxing Day. I remember that.
He was brilliant. And I think he played him again. But by then, had Lampard been there a season earlier, I think he may have signed that contract. But because at the time he didn't see a pathway for Chelsea, that's when he didn't renew that contract.
He wanted first team football,
and I thought, But at the time, he didn't know Lampard was going to. So, if anything, because he saw that Lampard was giving the youngsters a chance, he still decided to go. So, I think that was out of our hand, because he must have seen, okay, I may get some opportunities on the front. But I think that he saw Reece James in front of him and thought, I'm not going to get in front of this player. So that's probably why he left. Similar to Livramento as well. They didn't think that they will be able to get in front.
Exactly. And another player we haven't mentioned, Cucurella. Everyone's after him. Can we go and get him?
The thing is with Cucurella is price tag. Are we going to pay 50 million for? He has to be a starter if you're going to be paying that much money for him, and
that's more than we paid for Chilwell.
Chilwell, that's the thing. Yeah, let's hope Chilwell recovers.
And don't forget,
someone like Sosa would make. Is it Sosa? Would make more sense. He's going to be.
He can play left wing back, apparently.
But don't forget, we've also got,
the only downside.
We've got Ian Maatsen as well, haven't we, guys?
There's plans for him going out on loan. I don't know what club was it. Dortmund, I think it was.
Dortmund. Yeah. I'd love to see him at a club like Dortmund, who knows how to bring youngsters through. So if he's great, because he had a good season for, was it Coventry? Was that? And if he goes to Dortmund and excels, then that will be good for us in the future coming back. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is with Cucurella, I mean, the price tag is the issue, but I mean, he can play left centre back. And the way I looked at it was that even though it would mean that he'd have to be playing game after game or at least consistently, it would be like we have a left-sided Kunde because he has the same versatility as him because he can play as a left centre back and as a left wing
How
back.
tall is he?
I'm trying to remember his height.
Is he?
I think it's kind of short.
He is
So we have
5.
two
The
short.
thing is, when you think Kunde's 5'10", and
Mm.
then Silva's only 6 foot, so we have to be careful about how many short players, especially this is the Premier League at the end of the day. So, and then obviously, thank goodness Burnley are no longer in the league, so we don't have to worry about these long balls getting pumped at the
I'm
field.
happy they're gone, man.
Yeah,
Happy they're gone.
yeah. I forgot about them. You know they're gone, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
gone, aren't they?
The guys, the team's coming in because Forest play on the floor, so that's good.
Yeah.
Fulham are not direct, are
they
they?
got
They
some
kind
good
of
players.
play.
What about Bournemouth?
Although
I- I-
Mitrovic is quite good in the year.
We
Oh.
we got rid of Burnley, but we have Bournemouth now.
Yeah.
We cannot get away
What's the
from the
style?
bees.
No, Bournemouth don't play. 'Cause remember when they were playing under Eddie Howe? They played
yeah.
on
Eddie
the
always
floor,
has Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's good.
and they got Parker. Parker doesn't play long ball football, so Parker's another one who likes to play on the ground. So
The only thing
I
with
don't think
Bournemouth, I didn't want Bournemouth to come back up because
they're a bit of a
they're not
bogey
a
team for us to
Premiership.
play.
Their ground, man, their ground is 11,000 capacity. How can you have a Premiership club with 11,000? They should have built another stadium. If they want to be in the Premiership, they should be forced to build another stadium. That's why I don't like it. Even Burnley get bigger crowds. Burnley are a traditional old club. Bournemouth, they came after Burnley, after Huddersfield.
But at the end of the day, it's all about what you do on the football pitch, and they got their own merit.
Yeah,
so,
but I don't agree. I don't agree with 11,000 capacity to be a top league side. 11,000.
That's like King's Meadow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
King's Meadow.
That's what it is. King's Meadow get more than that. God.
Our ladies team, we get more for that.
Yeah. And it's always men there like, come on. I always hear that when I watch the game. See, that's always here.
They bring the fans down Bournemouth, 3,000 of them at Chelsea. They make noise, but 11,000, God. Send them down to League 2, League 3. God.
But a question for Bobby, actually, because I know, Bobby, you were having some concerns about Jules Koundé because of his height. But if you look at the way that the Premier League is now, you hardly have the traditional number 9 anymore. As I said, Burnley have now disappeared from the league. So, and if you look at even the likes of the ones near the bottom, Palace don't really play the Benteke role. He just sort of comes on as a sub nowadays. Leeds United, they don't play that way. They don't have a big striker. So I can't think of any. Can you think of any side now who's got like big bustling strikers?
No, I don't really think he's big. Only Calvert-Lewin, but he's not really an
Man
issue.
City has one of the best strikers in the world.
Haaland now, but before,
Benzema is a tall striker. Height will always be an advantage for a defender. You've got other defenders coming up against you for set pieces. The only reason I'm not that worried anymore about Jules Koundé is that I feel if he's found to be deficient as a centre-back because of his height, then, Tuchel's very height aware. Sometimes he plays Chalobah because he knows that his height is an advantage. So he will know how to mix him up and how to use him. He rarely ever used Aspie as a centre-back, whereas Aspie, actually, his position now is centre-back. But he rarely ever used him because of that height situation. And, Aspie's no slouch. He's 6 foot? 6'1".
No,
but
he's
nowadays
5'11". Aspie's 5'11".
Isn't Koundé and him at around the same height?
Nowadays, you can't ignore that. You can't. Even teams like Barcelona that are traditionally known for not using very tall players are now going for taller players. It's just the reality. However, Koundé, he will know how to use him. But don't be surprised if Koundé is not used as often as you think as a centre-back.
Yeah, sometimes he'll probably drop into or move up into midfield at times. Yeah. So big up, Del.
What about
Yeah,
James?
all good.
You,
Thanks.
you mentioned about midfield.
Yeah.
Because he could probably push him in the midfield and then push Koundé forward, and then you probably bring on like a Chalobah or somebody on that right centre back.
Yeah, that's because yes, that's another option. Yeah, because James has often moved into the midfield.
Yeah, especially in the last few games.
And Chalobah can play midfield as well.
Yeah, so that's another one.
Yeah. So that's why I think. That's why I said I think that's why he wanted Koundé so badly last season, because he's looking at versatility, isn't he? Because if you look at Tuchel, he likes to be very fluid tactically, but I don't think at the time he had the players to do that. So I think what you're looking for, that's probably why someone also like a Dembele is going to be suited, because he can play right side, left side, and as a number 10 as well. So we can get these tactically fluid players, and yeah, because if you look at Man City as well, you look at someone like a Cancelo. Cancelo can, play right back, left back, and then he's quite. What Man City do sometimes, they'll move him into the middle of the park, wouldn't they, to add an extra midfielder because he's so good on the ball. So that gives you different options in game. So you've got sort of in game management. So people at Alonso were quite limited in what he can do, wasn't he? He was good at taking up forward positions and things like that, but with his ball playing skills and coming back and moving into midfield, things like that, he didn't really have that in his locker. So yeah. So interesting times coming up, guys. So I don't want to keep you too long because there's other streams going on. I know that Mr. Coachella's doing a stream as well, so I'm going to jump on that one. Nice being back, boys. Nice being back.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Nostalgia, man, nostalgia. Reminds me, because I remember the first stream I was on. It was after the Champions League game when he had on the people for calls. That was the first time, and I was so nervous. I was speaking, I was stuttering.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think they were. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I remember coming on your show. I think who was on there? It was Bobby. And there was another guy that used to come on there. I forgot. He used to be quite one of your regulars. That used to be. I don't see him nowadays on any streams now. There's one guy that used to come on your show.
That was.
Is that who's his name?
Mikhail.
No,
Mikhail was
on
there.
I know Mikhail. Mikhail.
Then we had. Oh, I know. What's his name? With the Chelsea stand, wasn't it? This young boy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for ages.
Elijah.
Yeah.
It's not Elijah. What's his name?
For ages.
No, what was his name, Elijah? The Chelsea stand guy. He wasn't Safwan. His name was Safwan.
Safwan. That's
yeah.
the one.
Yes, Safwan. Yeah. So he stopped streaming because he stopped doing videos. I'm not sure what's up with him. So his channel's gone and everything. So, but yeah, he used to be on there quite a lot. Yeah, very enthusiastic, wasn't he?
Oh, is your son there? Just tell big up Elijah for me, yeah, Visa.
Okay, big up Elijah from DJ. So Zane's over the other side.
Big up to Elijah. I didn't know his name. I wanted to ask you on your other streams. Elijah. Yeah. He talks good. He's going to take after his dad, I think. He's taken after you already.
What's the channel called? EMT. What's it called again? I remember. I was watching it.
EMP TV.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Bob, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say it was your bereavement that really sort of disrupted things for you. But it's good you're back. I think we've missed that big time.
100%.
Yeah. I'd say I'll try and do be more frequent in streaming in the future. Yeah, so it's good to have a chat. Yeah, so just last thoughts before you go about everything. So we'll start again. We'll start with Bobby this time, and we can move across.
Yeah, I mean we've got interesting times ahead. I tried not to get too excited, but it's difficult not to. A new beginning always gives you new hope, as I said in the beginning. And I think Roman has made a good choice in ownership. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I always remember one thing. I know Todd Boehly's the face of the consortium, but they chose the right face. And this man tries. He's connecting with fans. He's been in this country for weeks. I know he's seen the sail through, but there's a little bit more about him than just being an investor. I don't call them owners anymore. I call them investors. And, with the backing of the real Clear Lake people, the Iranian guy, the South American, I have heard that the Iranian guy really is a football person. He loves his football. I think they're going to come into it with some heart. Football is about heart. You can't really even own a football club without having heart. Even if you want to make money out of it, there comes a time where you have to be prepared to lose money. And anybody that can dump 2-point-something billion, a total of 4.25 billion, into the most expensive sporting franchise ever, to me, they're not jokers. They're serious people. So let's look forward to what could probably be very exciting times ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Thanks for coming on again. Appreciate your comments as usual.
Yeah,
and Nick.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I'm so emotional right now because Roman Abramovich. We thought, we knew he was gone, but in a way, we knew he was still here. In a way, it's very emotional now because he's actually gone, but he's left us with a great new project, and he made sure we were going to end up in the right hands. Like so many people, said, went against Roman, say how he sold us, he's this, he's that. They didn't, listening to the media, all the rubbish we heard. Roman, there's no other person on this earth like Roman Abramovich. He's unbelievable. The man is a legend. And, I can't wait till he comes back to the bridge and get that appreciation he deserves so much. How long is this government going to keep him from that? They can't keep him forever. One day he'll be back, and you won't, like Bobby said it the other day, you won't hear the bridge so loud as when Roman comes back. We're going to erupt. The streets will erupt. Fulham Broadway will go upside down. Everything will go crazy. Like Bobby said it before, but it's true. I just can't wait for the day. The sooner the better, because it's very. I feel like crying right now, not joy. I know I'm very happy it's all done, but I feel very sad, very sad.
Yeah, great point you said. I hope he does get a chance to say his goodbye when all this is over, the war is over, and sanctions have been lifted.
Because he only done good.
He needs that.
He done good for the country, for Chelsea. He's done good for the world. Blaming him for the war is unbelievable. How can this government do such a thing?
Yeah,
but he didn't cause a war. Chelsea didn't cause a war.
Exactly, and there's other Russians who they are still getting money from their back pockets. They haven't sanctioned, so that's what makes this all.
It's joy, but it's more sad. I feel great. I feel great. When I see Lewandowski, Chelsea shirt, maybe I'll come down a bit.
Just can't stop saying it, man.
Yeah, but I love to see that tie. It's going to happen. Lewandowski's coming.
Yeah,
he's coming.
Okay, big up. Thanks again for coming on, Nick. So Ty, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's never easy to go after DJ and not DJ Bobby and Nick, because they see it and they speak it with heart and I mean Bobby mentioned about heart and football being when you get attached to football it becomes difficult for you to become detached because of how much love it has in it. And I mean this was drawn out longer than it probably should have been or probably could have. But I mean, I'm happy that it eventually ended, and I mean, it's not a surprise that it was completed one day before, the deadline. So I mean, Chelsea love to be drum FC, and
Yeah.
always waiting until last minute, to do things. So I mean,
Half speaking
it's not.
exactly the same thing, actually.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good, and I mean, it's new. It's a new beginning. It's gonna be a new setup. Is gonna be done, and I mean, I think I don't remember who went to it, but I mean, with Roman, he didn't really think about. I think it was you actually. You were saying that because he thinks as a fan as well, he doesn't really think about if they will suit the way we're trying to play or try to build. So I mean, we will be investing, and it'll be a conservative method where we're not going to be spending big. And I mean, but we were saying that we should have this attitude of, if they're playing hardball, we should just move on and find somebody else, because the market has players. It's just that if we are able to play our cards right, and to do what needs to be done in terms of scouting, we will be able to find top talents. And I mean, I would love to see like the unknowns being signed again, because those unknowns always came on and surprised you. So it would be fantastic. But I mean, the takeover has been confirmed officially, and it's good, and we just have to hope for the best. But they look like strong personalities, and it looks as if we can be hopeful of a good new beginning.
Okay, thanks, Ty. And don't forget to subscribe to Ty's channel if you haven't done so already.
4 away from 200.
4 away from 200, and he's doing bits on Twitter as well. He's congratulations, by the way, on reaching, surpassing.
Yeah, people heard about my scout, and I just gained hundreds of followers.
Okay, good. Yeah, keep up the good work. And DJ, my good friend DJ.
Yeah, as always, Max, it's an absolute pleasure being on your show, and always thank you for having me on. Everyone in the comments, obviously, before you guys leave from here, don't forget to smash and like the button, subscribe to the channel. One of the best Chelsea channels around, even though he's been away for a while, but he was always one of the best ones in my eyes anyway. But going back to the whole Chelsea situation, listen, like Nick said it, like Bobby said it, and Ty said, hit the nail right on the head. It is very hard to actually say anything after what those two said, because like them, I mean, I'm very much passionate. I'm very much a passionate Chelsea fan as well. I obviously wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's a sad day for all. As I said, sad day. Obviously, Roman is now officially no longer the owner of Chelsea. I don't think anybody. I don't care what anyone says. Man City fan can say it, PSG fan. There's not going to be a single owner out there who's as good as Roman. Yes, maybe people will look at his situations when he used to sack and get rid of managers, but we were always successful under him, and we still carried on winning trophies under him. And he's, and he wanted to see what's always best for this football club, and he's now left that with these guys. He's said that it's probably one of the best people that he thought he could leave it with, and I think he's done that. He's followed what he said he was going to do, and that was for someone to follow on the cycle he left behind, and that will hopefully continue. That will continue under these new guys. We need to back these guys now, just like we back Roman. They are our new owners now, Todd Boehly and his consortium. So we need to back him all the way. I believe these guys are going to get Chelsea where they want, and I think when Roman does allowed to come back to the country to visit us and come to Stamford Bridge, I do believe we'll be in a new stadium, as in like a new 60,000 capacity crowd with a load of Stamford Bridge looking different to what it was when he left. So I do believe there's going to be a lot of that happening, and all I can see for the future is success going on, and I can't wait to renew my season ticket. Both me and my dad are already waiting for that to come through the post.
To do that now,
and I'm renewing it. I want to renew my season ticket. I'll be back at the Bridge next season, supporting my club all the way. And we go on from there, mate. We get the plays in, get Thomas Tuchel on a 5-year contract, as I said, and get this guy to manage the squad and change our scouting team as well. Bring some real football people in there, and a director of football as well. And I can't see nothing but success going all the way on from here on next.
That's great. Thanks again, DJ. Great having you on. This is, I'm not sure if people saw the statement, but my final sort of statement is going to be from Todd Boehly himself, where he says, "We are honoured to become the new custodians of Chelsea Football Club. We are all in 100% every minute of every match. Our vision as owners is clear. We want to make the fans proud Along with our commitment to developing the youth squad and acquiring the best talent, our plan of action is to invest in the club for the long term and build on Chelsea's remarkable history of success. So, you know what? He's in it for the long run. He's 100% committed. Those are the words that we want to hear. And the Clearlake guys said, we're excited to commit the resources to continue leading Chelsea in English and global football and as an engine for football talent development. So these guys, if you thought Abramovich was rich, these guys, £90 billion worth of assets, these guys are rich as well. So you know what? For all those sort of fans who were saying, "Oh, Chelsea are in the mud, they're finished," and everything else. For all the journalists, I won't forget you, journalists. All those ones who were reveling in our demise, and they were, we know you are, and you know you are. You wanted us to fail. You wanted us to go under. All the bad press that you're talking about, all the sponsors like Free and people like that who tried to desert us. The government ministers who tried to get us down, we are stronger than that. We are Chelsea. Yeah. So, people like myself, or everyone on this panel, we had some people who were panicking, but we knew that it would take more than that to get us down because we've seen it, we've been there before, but we stand strong, we stay strong. What our supporters are going to do now? What they're going to be calling us now? They can't call us Chelsea anymore because we haven't got Russian. They can't be talking about any oil money. But you know what? As in the words of Kevin Keegan, I would love it if we can win another couple of Premier Leagues. I'd love it to win a couple more Champions Leagues. Sorry, Arsenal. Sorry, Tottenham. You can't overtake us just yet because you know what? We got owners who are invested in us, who are going to take us to the top. Watch out, Liverpool. Watch out. I won't even mention Manchester United because they're not even in the equation. So watch out, Liverpool. Watch out, Man City. We're coming for you guys, and
and London is blue, Max.
London is blue. London's always been blue, yeah. And you know what? This guy, Todd Boehly, wherever he's been, he's had success. He just have to look at the Dodgers and what he's done with the Dodgers. He's in it to win it, and up the Blues. And I'll see you guys on my next stream. So I'll try and get to do more regular streams for you guys. Get that back up and running again. And everyone in the chat, thanks for being there, guys. I know that I haven't been around for long. Spread the word so that more people can come on my show. I'll let you know in advance of when I'll be doing my next stream. So love to you all, and let's keep that blue flag flying high. One last thing as well, get down that club shop. We've been missing it for a couple of months. Go and buy your merchandise, get some stuff, support Chelsea, and bring us back to the top. Okay,
yeah,
guys, take care.
well said, Max. Cheers for having me on. Great
thanks for
stream
coming on,
as
guys.
always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay then, guys.
Cheers anyway. I have to go now. Coach is waiting.
And as I said, I'm going now. But anyone wants to hear more football talk, just go over to Chelsea Perspective.
Yeah,
where Coach Chile is going to be talking football. Go and support the channel.
Continue
Great
there.
channel. So we'll continue the conversation there. So take care, guys. Bye.
Okay, chaps.